So you run an online business. You know the dream, right? The flexibility, the freedom, being your own boss. But let's be honest, you also know the reality can get messy, especially when it comes to the numbers. So in this explainer, we're going to break down how you can go from financial chaos to having total clarity and control.
And that just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? This quote really cuts through all the noise online. You see these perfect social media feeds, but behind the scenes? Well, that's where the real tough challenges of being an e-commerce owner live.
So, okay, let's get real for a minute. Let's talk about what that reality actually looks like for so many people. We're going to walk through some of the most common hurdles that can seriously make or break an online store.
And as we go through this next part, just ask yourself this question. My guess is that at least one of these is going to sound a little too familiar, because honestly, these are the universal growing pains of e-commerce. Okay, let's break them down. First up, cash flow. You're constantly running into issues, and more often than not, it's tied directly to your inventory. You either have way too much money locked up in stock, or you don't have enough to keep up with demand. Then, oh boy, there's the sales tax maze. It feels like a completely different puzzle in every single state. And all of this leads to that nagging question in the back of your mind, am I actually making any money here? It is so easy to feel completely lost in your own systems, knowing you need help, but you have no idea where to even start looking.
But what if finding that help wasn't this impossible quest? See, the key is to find an expert partner who does way more than just crunch numbers. To really get a grip on things, you need someone who actually gets the unique world of e-commerce.
And this right here shows you the communication gap. A traditional accountant, they might start talking to you in debits and credits and all this jargon. But an e-commerce specialist, they speak your language. We're talking income, expenses, profit. The whole point is clarity. You need someone who makes your life simpler, not more complicated.
So what really sets a specialist apart? Well, it's not just about general accounting experience. You want to look for someone who is also a small business owner. Trust me, they get the struggle firsthand. They absolutely have to have deep, specific knowledge in those areas that cause the most pain, like inventory and sales tax. And this is critical. They need to be a great communicator, someone who can break down really complex topics in a way that just makes sense to you.
Now, once you have that kind of expert in your corner, you can start to build a framework, and it's based on these 3 pillars of control. This is how you really truly tame the financial chaos in your business.
Because that's what this is all about, right? It's not just about tidying up the books. It's about empowering you, the owner, so you can take decisive, confident control of your company's future. Okay, pillar number 1, solid accounting solutions. Now, the key word here is interpret. A great accounting service shouldn't just be about recording what already happened. It's about turning your financial data into a story that helps you make smart, forward-looking decisions for your business.
The second pillar is inventory control. Hey, remember that first big problem we talked about? The cash flow nightmare? Well, this is the direct solution. Getting a handle on your stock is probably the single most important lever you can pull to stabilize and dramatically improve your cash flow.
And the third pillar is sales tax management. This is all about transforming sales tax from a source of constant anxiety into just another managed, compliant process. It's about getting it right with the right rates and rules so you can go back to focusing on what you do best, running your business, not worrying about the tax man. So once you have those 3 pillars locked in place, the entire game changes. You stop just trying to survive day to day, and you start actively planning for growth. You literally shift from managing risk to chasing rewards. And this is such a core idea. See, anybody can take a blind risk, a wild guess. But a calculated risk, that's something else entirely. That's an intentional, strategic move you make because you have solid data and a clear understanding of what could happen. This is how you get there. Understanding your numbers is the key that unlocks your ability to make those smart, informed decisions and to make them fast. And in the world of e-commerce, speed and accuracy are your biggest competitive advantages, period. So, I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Take a hard look at your own business right now. When you decide to launch a new product, or run a big sale, or invest in a new ad campaign, are you just making a guess, or are you making a truly calculated risk? The answer to that question could define everything about your future.